What if time isn't even real? So I was late. Do something's fake? Maybe humans invented time just to stress us out. Dinner at 8? Bro, dinner is now. Because your stomach doesn't care what Einstein said. Mission failed. Ran out of time. Games act like time's real too. Rude. Maybe time is just space, trolling us with clocks. Like baby you and old you? Same player, just on hard mode. If time isn't real, no deadlines, no alarms, no Mondays. That's a theory I can live with. The more I research the nature of time, the less I'm convinced it's real. I mean, we all live by clocks and calendars, but what if that's just a human invention? While I was digging into this topic, I found stuff that was honestly mind-blowing. Some of it was fascinating, some was strange, and a few parts terrifying. So here's the question that's been haunting me. What if time isn't something we travel through, but something our minds create? What if I told you time, the one thing we all think is constant, is actually an illusion? I know how crazy that sounds, but after digging into physics, philosophy, and even ancient beliefs, I found something shocking. The past, present, and future might all exist at the same time. It's not just science fiction. This is real, and if it's true, our entire understanding of life collapses. Stick with me, because once you hear this, you might never look at your clock the same way again. So, here is the thing. We live our lives inside time. We are born, we grow up, we age, we die. It all seems linear, but what if that line is just a trick? I'm talking about a theory that's been whispered about for centuries. That time isn't something that flows. It's something our brains create. And honestly, some of the evidence I found is wild. It's not just scientists who suspected this. Philosophers, mystics, even ancient civilizations believed it. So let's break it down. 5 mind-blowing ideas that might convince you time isn't even real. You'd think time is out there in the universe, ticking like a cosmic clock. But science says no. Our brains manufacture the feeling of time passing. Think about it. When you're bored, time drags. When you're having fun, it flies. Weird, right? Now listen. This isn't just a feeling. Experiments with people in sensory deprivation tanks showed they completely lost track of time. Some thought hours had passed when it was minutes. Others thought days had passed. Why? Because there is no built-in time sense in our biology. Our brain estimates time using memory and perception, and both can be tricked. This blew my mind. Neuroscientists found that if you mess with memory, you mess with time. Alzheimer patients, for example, often feel stuck in a certain decade because their brain anchors them there. It makes you wonder, if our brain creates time, then maybe time is just a story we are telling ourselves. Here's where it gets insane. Einstein's theory of relativity basically killed the idea of now as a universal moment. He proved that time moves differently depending on speed and gravity. But there is a deeper implication, something called the block universe model. In this view, past, present, and future all exist right now, like pages in a book. You are just on one page, but all the others are still there. Physicist Hermann Minkowski even said space and time are one and the same things. Space-time meaning you can have flow without space also flowing, which it doesn't. That means your childhood, your future, they're all sitting there in this giant four-dimension block. And the idea of time passing is just our brain scanning through it. Honestly, when I first read this, it was both beautiful and terrifying. If this is true, then free will might be an illusion too, because your future is already written. What's crazy is humans suspected this long before modern science. The ancient Mayans saw time as a repeating cycle, not a straight line. Hindus believe in Maya, where time is a part of an illusionary reality. Even the Stoic philosophers in ancient Greece thought past and future were equally real. And here's the spooky part. Ancient myths about gods who exist outside of time sounds eerily like descriptions of higher dimension in modern physics. It's almost like different cultures were trying to tell us the same thing. Time is something we are trapped in, not something that exists on its own. When I compared these old beliefs to modern theories, it was honestly surreal. It's as if they knew the universe was timeless before science caught up. Here is where my jaw hit the floor. Now listen. Physicists have done experiments that literally mess with time perception and even suggest time might work backward at quantum level. In one study, particles seem to decide what path to take after they're already been measured, almost like the future was affecting the past. Then there is the twin paradox. If one twin travels near the speed of light and comes back, they will be younger than the twin who stayed. This isn't theory. It's been tested with atomic clocks on airplane. There is also research on deja vu, suggesting we might be replaying future events from a different perspective. And honestly, this part scared me. If time can loop, reverse, or stretch, depending on conditions, what does that say about our normal experience of it? Is it even real? Here is the mind bender. If time isn't real, what does that mean for life? Imagine living without clocks or calendar. Imagine existing in a state where everything is just no before or after. Some mystics claim they reach this state in deep meditation. They describe it as eternal now. From a physics perspective, if the block universe is true, your life is already complete. You're just experiencing it piece by piece. Here is where it got personal for me. The idea that my future self, my old self, and my now self all exist at once is comforting and terrifying at the same time. Because if that's true, then maybe death isn't the end. It's just moving to another slice of the block. So, where does all this leave us? If time isn't real, at least not in the way we usually imagine, then everything around us is kind of built on a trick. Clocks, calendars, deadlines, even birthday. They might just be tools we invented to measure change, not some cosmic truths. That thought alone is already strange enough, right? But here is the part that hit me hardest. If past, present, and future all exist at once, then maybe nothing is ever really lost. The people we miss, the mistakes we regret, their dreams we haven't reached yet. They could still exist, frozen somewhere in that strange black universe scientists talk about. Honestly, that's both comforting and really unsettling at the same time. When I first read about it, I just sat there thinking, wow, this is insane. And maybe that's the real kicker. Whether you ask Einsteins or philosophers or even mystics, they all hint at the same thing. Time is less like a line and more like a vast, endless ocean. So maybe the real question isn't, is time real? But instead, who are we without time? And if that doesn't keep you awake tonight, I don't know what will. Thanks for staying with me through this crazy journey. My brain honestly feels a little fried right now. And if yours does too, trust me, you're not alone. These ideas about time bend reality in ways that are hard to wrap your head around. I'd love to hear what you think in a comment. Is time something real or just a mental construct we've all agreed on? Do you feel like the past, present, and future are separate or all happening at once? And hey, if this video shook up the way you see reality, make sure to hit subscribe because the next one goes even deeper. In the next video, we are discovering a stranger question. Can spiritual awakening really change your genes? You might already be in a stage. Subscribe to AWAKENER PATH for more inspiring content. And remember, just because we measure time doesn't mean it's real.